Alright, so once again, I missed a month. But this time, I have a very, 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 very valid excuse, and I was going to put it on the community post, but I didn't. Let's start off with number one. Thank you guys for all the support on the bulk video. Did not expect that video to blow up, but it did, and I appreciate y'all for checking that one out. I'm trying to slowly learn my mistakes I make with these video essays and improve on them through every video, so then y'all don't have to watch garbage for the next year. Please take me serious as a person who makes video essays, for the love of God. But we have an interesting movie here, so y'all might notice that this is not The Evil Within 2, which is the video that I did promise. And you may also notice it took me an entire 2 months to get this video out. So, number one, Evil Within 2 is a harder video to make than I thought it was. That game was hard as hell. I ain't gonna hold you. I think I'm doing a full new game and I'm getting my shit absolutely cooked. It's not even funny. But aside from that, I kind of just stopped doing that one. I then tried to move to Evil West. Literally realized it was going to take me a while to get the game done. Skip that game. And then I sat here trying to figure out what I really wanted to do. And then Birdemic came up. Birdemic is a movie that apparently is way worse than The Bulk, and I didn't think it could get worse than that. I watched the movie with some friends, and I didn't know what to do with the movie. Because the movie was genuinely just bad, and I didn't think I could add anything to it. Really. Don't even think I added anything in this video either. Because I don't know what this movie truly is, but I somehow made a video with it. I sure did. But I sat there for months trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I then tried to tackle other videos at the same time, and I just never got them done, never did them. It became kind of harder and harder to do stuff. I then, started working more. Moving soon, so that's definitely going to put a bit of a hindrance in some of these other videos. But then I eventually just sat down, buckled down, and slowly but surely made this video. I dreaded making this video because this movie is fucking atrocious. It's not even funny. Like, the worst thing it is it's just boring. It's just boring. Even the birds are boring, man. But I'm not gonna talk about it here. Y'all just gonna have to watch the video to find out what I'm talking about. So, grab some snacks or put this in your pocket. Watch it while you're walking, you're doing work, whatever. Because there's not gonna be too many interesting visuals on screen. It's mostly just audio. But, yeah. Enjoy whatever the hell this movie is. Alright, so I know The Bulk did this same thing like 40 times in their movie, but at least with The Bulk, there was something funny on screen or something entertaining. There is nothing funny and or entertaining about a driving sequence for 3 minutes with the opening credits. But it's whatever, the next minute, Rod's walking into this restaurant. That's Rod, by the way. That's our main character, our protagonist, our goat. And off rip, the audio in general is the worst thing in any movie or video I've ever seen.
Hi! Hi!
Here is the menu.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with you.
And I have some videos that have some pretty bad audio. Probably this one. This one's gonna come out and probably sound like shit. But this movie, by God, and understandably so, I'm gonna shit on this movie, like, a lot. But this was made by, like, what, one man? Not really. It's a small budget movie. But once again, The Bulk was taken in a garage and sounded better than this. So, what do I know? I'm also pretty sure this movie was actually recorded in the restaurants and areas they were in, and the people in there had no clue that these people were just here making a movie. But Rod has spotted what we fucking let us read. All right, read the script, let the words out, and say it. But Rod has spotted what us gamers call a fine shit named Natalie, I think. Which I don't know what he sees in her. She's leaving the restaurant without even eating her food. But Rod doesn't even order anything, nor pay for that orange juice and water. Because he's being a psycho and chasing her down the street because he remembers her from high school. Which causes him to start interrogating her in the middle of the street. Like, they're literal strangers to each other, and she's entertaining this for the sake of the plot. But she's a model who's interviewing to be a model. Her words, not mine. She walks away, but Rod forgets his lines and chases her down again so he can give her his contact information, and she can give him her contact information. God, that was a really weird sentence to say, especially because I wasn't reading off the script. Jesus Christ. The next morning, I think it's never said, Rod is at his house watching the TV, which tells us that multiple seagulls and crows have just died and caused an accident on highway God knows what. There's also a lot of global warming. That's it. Moving on. Don't remember this detail. It's not important. Maybe. I'm not gonna tell you. You gotta watch the video. After 2 minutes of driving, again, we arrive at Rod's job, and he's a big seller guy. Of what? Not too sure, but he did sell whatever he was trying to sell. He was jubilant. He was emoting even. It was crazy, you know? But Nat has a modeling montage, and after, Rod calls her, and just watch this entire scene real quick.
Hello?
Natalie?
Who is this?
It's Rod.
Oh, the guy from the restaurant. What's up?
Hey, it was nice running into you at Half Moon Bay.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you.
So, how's your day?
My day's going well. How's yours?
Great. I made a big sale today.
Good, fantastic.
Yeah, but no, this scene is so awkward, especially when he never told her his job. And when she says she got a job at Victoria's Secret, he says, I bet you'll look good in that lingerie. What the fuck does this mean, Todd? But he never goes on a date. Fuck, why did I read that like that? But he asked her to go on a date with him, and she agrees. But they never said a time or anything, so how does this work? Next is a random basketball scene that holds nothing except to point out that there's a heat wave in winter. Yeah, it looks wintry at the time of recording, especially when the two fucking shirts on. Maybe that's why there's a heat wave. You have more than one shirt on for no reason in the middle of winter. Maybe. He's lying, bro. There's no way this is winter, but they can have this one. But this is his friend, Rod's friend. I can't be asked to find his name, even though I read it later in the script. I'm not gonna tell you now because he's just a sex pest. Literally doesn't matter. He's fodder. And there's another scene where Rod's getting solar panels for his house, and that has nothing to do with anything at all. So we're just gonna go over to this dinner date between Rod and Nat, and he is as interesting as a summer ant. He stopped doing software development to do sales because he thought it was boring, and his personality of drawing paint might be better for it. I'm only saying this because he's hella monotone, and that might be because he's either reading a teleprompter or he genuinely was told not to have any emotion in this movie, period. But his big goal is for his startup company to go big and make him some money, so he can retire early. Now, to be 100% honest, I shouldn't be explaining any of this, and it's mostly because none of this is ever brought up again. Kinda. Once shit starts hitting the fan, these jobs, dreams, skills, talents are never brought up again and don't matter. We could have went into the movie without these 45 minutes and it would still be the same movie. But we'll get to this later. But Nat is a model, but her mom wants her to be a real estate agent. Then she asked him what he wants in the future, and he says he wants basically her in a very subtle way. You just had to watch it. His hobbies are
Clothing. And I like to spend time with Alex.
Alex?
He's really cute.
Who is Alex?
And I love him to death.
Come on, let me see the pictures. Your boyfriend?
I can't wait for you to meet him.
Come on, let me see it. Come on, let me see it.
Alright, meet Alex.
You're right. He is cute. So you're a cat's lover.
Yes. If I could afford it, I'd have at least 10 of them.
Wow. Katsu?
Yep.
You gotta be kidding.
After a nature walk, they go dancing at a club for 2 seconds before Rod drives his lady friend back home, and here comes the biggest question of the movie: where is Nat's car? They both may have drove down here. I'm starting to think Nat walked, but I highly doubt it. But this literally means if she did come in a car, she left it at that restaurant. Or at the park that they went through, or the club. I really don't know if she has a car or not. I'm thinking she does. Actually, yeah, she does have a car, but I don't know if she drove down there. I feel like that's the biggest issue, because she did just leave the middle of a parking lot, but who really cares? Who cares? But while she's at her apartment, and Rod is trying to get freaky, but she's not having it, so, they just leave. Next morning, Nat is at her mom's house, and somehow, even though this is a house, the audio mixing is still garbage. But Nat is gassing and glazing Rod up for her mom, and she wants to meet him. That's all the significance for this 5-minute long scene, by the way. Now we have the hottest character in the movie.
ImaginePeace.com.
Whoa! What is happening?
Whoa, 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 whoa. This is not. This has nothing to do with the Birdemic.
And the character of all time in this movie as well. And apparently no one has caller ID because Mia, that's this girl, is friends with Nat but is confused by who's calling her. And I know flip phones have caller ID because I've owned 2 of them. One when I was a little kid and one when I was fresh out of middle school. Also, this town has to have no one in it because what do you mean to tell me that all 4 of these people are this close to each other? How is it so coincidental that Rod's co-worker is fucking Nat's friend? And vice versa. It's weird, it's crazy, but not the point. You don't care. Mia said that Natalie's interrupting their epic sex, even though the room is dead silent, so how could she have known? Nat asked them if they want to go on a double date, and they say yes. But the company that Rod works at has been bought out for $10 million, and no joke, letting the scene play out because it's funny.
Ladies and
GG's.
gentlemen,
What the
please
fuck?
help me give a warm welcome for our CEO, Bill Stone.
I can almost see him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What a
I
phenomenal
have some
mustache.
great news. Our board of directors has agreed to the acquisition of NCT Software by Oracle Corporation
pinky
for
ring.
$1 billion.
A billion?
Billion.
So Frost is gonna go eat, and he's not even gonna get to the part where the birds start demicking all over the place.
Yeah, there's been no birds at all yet. We're a third of the way through the movie.
You guys have worked hard and you've all earned your stock option. Congratulations.
Okay. Look, we get it. We're gonna do another round around
You
the
didn't
table.
have to point at us.
Oh, yep. Yep, one more round. Yeah! Go back to him, and then he says, "Good job, guys." And then he starts clapping, and then we do the cameras again. Come on, one more time.
That's
Yeah!
repeating the same scene.
Alright, one more time. Yeah! Go back to the other people.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah! There's so many
Everybody,
people here.
everybody, give yourself a...
For some reason, there's an RC car in this office. I don't know how it got in there. But now Rod and the other guy's name is Rick, by the way, are talking about cars. Like, Rod doesn't own a Mustang. It's crazy. Plus, Rod thinks Nat is amazing, and she doesn't need him to get a Ferrari. Yeah, in the next scene, their double date was watching a movie called An Inconvenient Truth, which I want to know what that movie could possibly be about. It's probably more interesting than Rick and Mia, who are gonna go fuck because that's all there are in this movie. That's literally the last time we see them, by the way. And now this movie's confusing me. You're telling me Rod is buying solar panels and selling them? I guess they could have been from his own company, but still, he's saying a bunch of words and he's getting this sale or getting funded for this sale, as they put it. And next we have this pumpkin festival. Don't care. Literally nothing happens. They go to a beach and find a dead bird PNG. And finally, we have them go to Nat's mom's house. It's just him using all his wrist points to talk her up. It kind of plays like an old talk show. But after this, Nat and Rod go drinking, and somehow this section has the best and worst audio mixing. But we get this sweet moment where they just kind of love each other, which is undercut by Nat's mic starting to come out. Crazy, by the way. But this song, this next part, is really good, kind of catchy. Probably the best in the movie, the only in the movie. It just sucks that you'll never hear it unless you watch this movie, but I'm going to link it down in the description, so you don't have to go out and watch this movie. It's kind of a bop, and I recommend you just go check out Damian Carter. Bet all the songs are bops too, it's crazy. Rod rents out a motel room. They get freaky to some of the music of all time, with an old lady handling birds in the background. In 9 minutes, I summarized 45 minutes of movie, and I want you to guess what the issue with these 45 minutes are, other than there was really no plot. That is correct. The Birdemic movie has 45 minutes without a Birdemic. And, like, it would be different, right? If the movie had something of substance in the beginning of the movie, but you guys remember what I was talking about, saying that there's a bunch of stuff that really doesn't matter. It is because the 45 minutes beforehand could be taken out of the movie, and it could just be the last 45 minutes. It would be, well, it would be a movie still. It wouldn't be as bad, though, I think. It wouldn't be as bad, because there's just nothing that happens the first 45 minutes. It's whack, it sucks, it's stupid. Stupid and dumb and stupid. But anyway, let's move on to the next part and the final part of this video. Blessed day. So you might be asking if now that the birds are going crazy, if the movie will improve. The answer is kinda, but not really. So we have some shots of the town and whatnot before were subjected to the most inconsistent but funny gimmick of the movie. The infected birds. They have this annoying ass screeching noise and some of them just fucking explode, but Nat and Rod wake up to these birds because they're loud as fuck. Very loud. I always think it's funny that Rod is still dressed after the fuck session, belt and all, plus the sheets not being on the bed. That made me more upset because I can't sleep without a sheet on my bed because it's like sandpaper. Even worse, Rod types into his phone, puts it to his ear, then says his phone is dead. What the fuck are we doing here, Rod? But something else that's kind of inconsistent is the birds' brain power. Some of them know what humans look like and even the gas tanks at a gas station, and they'll blow them up because they'll get more kills. But never have one of them blown up this building to get a kill. With a higher budget, this movie could have been gas. But I guess this one tried, but didn't have the explosive gene. But they barricade the window with the entire bed because yeah, why not? And after a lot of waiting, the birds leave. And Nat is trying to find out why the birds are getting wild and rowdy. And they really did nothing to them, so I don't know what she's talking about. It gets worse though. They run downstairs, find another couple who survived, named Ramsey and Becky, and Rod has the audacity to say the birds were attacking all night, which makes me believe either he's a liar or no one called him on this, or it's been a full 24 hours since they barricaded the door. If so, how are they alive? Do they have food and water? And then Rod says he lost his car keys, like this man is a walking out right now. Actually, how did he lose his car keys? Like, you had all that time in there, if you're in there for 24 hours and or lying, you could have looked for them at any point. But no. Our protagonist is fucking Rod. But luckily Ramsey has a van and his keys, so they're just gonna leave with that. Or they have to get to the van first, which should be too hard. The birds are gone, and all you gotta do is just bolt for the van. But no, we're gonna take some clothes hangers just in case, and y'all just gotta watch this. This was all filmed in silence, by the way. That'd be so funny.
Let one of them get carried away by a bird, please. These fucking doofuses. I'm gonna defend myself with a wire coat hanger. I got this.
Are these seagulls?
They did this outside in silence. Just a guy recording them, by the way. Yeah, this is... That's not even a... That's a turkey.
They're so dumb.
They're dealing no damage. I told you the coat hangers weren't gonna do it.
I need to see a kill, please. One of them need to commit a murder. I looked away for like 3 seconds to keep writing this script, and I left the movie playing on accident. Got jump scared by Ramsey mag dumping into the sky. Because, one, yeah, apparently Ramsey just has multiple guns in his van. Spoiler alert, he did fight in one of the World Wars. Not the World Wars. He fought in a war, and he just has guns in his car. And two, every gunshot is loud as hell. Because, once again, the audio mixing in this movie is absolutely doo-doo garbage. But on their way to God knows where, they stumble upon the remains of this family. And mind you, there are people driving on this road, watching these people with guns search these cars. Also, there's a dead kid, so Birdemic did go as far. Oh, wait, nope, hold on. Nope, Triangle MP3 means there's one survivor. And she's one hell of an actor, I won't lie. But she gotta come out now if they want to get out alive, because the birds are coming. But luckily, Ramsey can hear the little boy stuck in the car over to the screeching of these birds. No, I won't talk about the kill animation of the birds. They're horrible. Let's move on. This next scene, this girl's name is Susan. She says thank you twice because they forgot to stop recording. And they had to wait for the other kid who has no name to wake up so they could get a thank you out of him as well. They also just have a PSP. I don't know where that came from, but sure. The kids are hungry, so they gotta stop by a gas station. By the way, the other kid's name is Tony. I guess. I think. I presume. They're looting this empty-ass gas station, and somehow the person working here is dead. Which doesn't make much sense. Like, how did they open the door? Plus, the bird that killed him isn't even in there anymore. Ma'am, put the wide down. We gotta bounce. But instead of eating in the safety of their car, they go out and eat at a park bench. But while they're there, they find this man, and he's weird and bald. His name is Dr. Jones, and somehow he hasn't encountered evil birds, and says the reason they're going crazy is something to do with global warming. So, this entire movie, near this ending part,
is just a bunch of weird messages. Like, the message this guy has is about global warming and stopping that. Like, listen, director, get a fucking grip. Even though, like seriously, like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, come on now. Then, even though he hasn't seen any evil birds, he just has a Glock in his bag. It's crazy. But we never see him again. He's just gone. But they leave, and after a while, Becky's in the restroom with Nat. We find out that Ramsey was in the Marines. He stopped because he hated all the violence and just wanted peace. Okay, movie, what the fuck are we doing here? The randomly throwing in themes, like this movie is deep, is not it. The global warming one, you can get away with, but this one, like they're fighting evil birds, man. Like, who are we? But after Nat says that she'll cover Becky, Becky is immediately attacked and killed. And not gonna lie, Ramsey might actually just be ex-military, because this motion is insane. It's crazy, bro. Straight out of 2019. But they leave and come across a bus filled with people. My issue is this is the same place that bar was from the night Nat and Rod went dancing. And now magically Ramsey is Superman because he wants to go in there and save them all. But Rod makes an amazing point that they have no room in their car, plus as long as the doors stay closed, they'll be fine. But Ramsey's lost his mind now that his girlfriend's gone, so he has to stop in and save them, which won't go wrong, surely. But Ramsey gets them out of the bus, and we find a special bird variant called the Puker. We only see one, by the way, who covers them in God knows what, and then just kills them. And now we're down to Rod, Nat, and the two kids. They stop at another gas station, and the clerk is alive, but his phone doesn't work because of the birds, and same with the gas. So the guy's charging 100 per gallon, because the paycheck is worth more than lives, and we respect him for this. Also, why is Rod complaining? Money doesn't mean a damn thing, and he's a billionaire now. Like, the fuck? But they get their gas and apparently an extra tank as well before the birds come, and they got a fold. Well, the birds even blew up a tank. So, I mean, now how's he gonna make his money? Yeah, look at him, goofy as hell. Now, this next interaction is the dumbest shit on planet Earth, but we're gonna go through it anyway. They find this man who's stranded on the side of the road and hasn't been attacked by any birds. He needs gas, but they aren't gonna sell him any, but offer him a ride. He says no, he just wants the gas, and then he holds him at gunpoint. So they'll sell him some gas. Not give it to him, sell it. But here's another scene you just have to watch.
This gas tank is filled with bird piss. Fuck.
Is he gonna blow up? Please.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh no, wait, this is acting though.
What the fuck?
No, we won't ask about the screech scratches from the bird that flew in from the left and managed to pull this off. But we will talk about Rod leaving the gas tank behind. Jesus Christ, Rod, you fought for this and then left it at the crime scene, brother. Oh my lord. But, surprisingly, we are close to the end of this movie. Shortest Flood Lab upload ever. But then there's another scene. They go into the woods and, to get some water, and they encounter this homeless man, tells them how much he loves the trees, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. Who cares about the trees? Because the birds are blowing them up, causing a forest fire. Yeah, don't want to think about me again. I'm going to throw an explosive bird at your office, buddy. We get another scene where it shows that Mia, you remember her? She's dead, and Rick is also dead, not Rod. And no, Nat doesn't have to check on her mom because she's not, she's not a character anymore. I forgot about that one. But this is the one scene that sucks because Maya is moving and is moved when the camera changes. But they run out of gas on a beach, and Rod's plan is to go fish for some food, and he tasks the others to go get some seaweed. But once they make a meal, magically the kids don't want that. They want Happy Meals, and let this be my kids, I'm letting Natural Selection take you. I don't care. I'm driving off in the van without both of y'all. How about y'all go hunt for a Happy Meal, goddammit. But yeah, birds come and get them while they're trying to eat. They're surrounded the van, but the birds, this time, they're getting crazy. Rod's out of ammo, they're breaking down the windows. However, out of nowhere, a bunch of random white birds drive away the evil ones. And will I explain this? I can't. The movie just ends after this. Yeah. After this very, very brief recap and my thoughts on the movie, what do I think? I think this movie is still pretty bad. It was really bad. Like, I did the writing for the script of this, I watched the movie again, but unlike I did with everything else, aside from Has Been Hotel Season 2, and that's because I watched it like 4 times, This is a movie that no joke, I turned on my monitor, let the movie play while recording it, and then fell asleep in my bed midway through. So then I didn't even, like, I had to edit out the other movie and show it started playing. Yeah, that's how bad it was. I didn't want to watch it the third time. I didn't care enough. But yeah, no, Birdemic isn't a good movie. I watched a small little documentary with the person who made the movie. He seems delusional. Apparently a lot of people like this movie somehow. I don't think this movie's very good. It wasn't even that much of a fun watch with friends. The most we kind of did was just joke around about a bunch of stupid shit, but we were literally still sitting there trying to figure out where was the Birdemic. I even almost skipped half past the movie because I wanted to know where the birds were. And even the birds didn't make the movie better. Oh, no, man. I don't know. It was a short movie. I recommend if you're going to watch it with friends. But even then, I still don't recommend it. The movie's just bad. It's horrible. Like, The Bulk, I clowned on that movie, but at least I was able to make 45 minutes worth of talking for the movie. This one, I have nothing. I've got nothing. I'm done. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. Next video is probably going to be Resident Evil 6. I could be wrong. Depends on what I feel like doing. But I appreciate y'all for coming out to watch this one. I'm going to get into more games. And for surely, we are doing Hell of a Boss Season 1 sometime this year. Not going to say when, because I last time I had a problem for this. I did this video, so yeah. I'm going to hop up out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.